Hey everybody, it's Chainsaw Reacts back once again with another reaction for you guys. Today, guys, of course, check out the newest episode of The Flash Season 8. This is The Flash Season 8, Episode 10, Reckless. Interesting title. Now, the last episode, Episode 9 of Season 8, of course, Phantoms, dealt with this serial killer villain, and the idea of that it's not necessarily a meta per se controlling the flames. They're under the impression now that the flames are alive or something, or it's alive in a sense, but it's not being controlled, or I don't know. It's a theory that they're going with right now. It could obviously change, obviously, because we don't know all the details about what this thing is, the Black Flame, this villain. And Chester was saying that he saw his father in the flames before it was revealed that it took on the look of his father and was saying, "Take my hand, come with me," all that kind of stuff. But basically, touch me and then we'll be together and whatever. It's like, touch my hand. And I think that's pretty much showing that this is what happened to all the other people that have died from this meta, who have succumbed to feeling that grief and that loss, and it's feeding off of their emotions and everything. It's really, really kind of crazy in terms of what this thing is, and I'm curious to learn more about it, so hopefully we'll learn more about it in tonight's episode. Time sickness, Iris stuff, like they finally started addressing it a little bit, and Dion told Iris to not tell Barry at the beginning of the episode. Like, don't tell him, we don't know what's going on, I detected something, we'll figure it out. At the end of the episode, he says, "I got some bad news," and it's like, okay, of course there's bad news. I don't like the fact that that Iris at least doesn't tell Barry what's going on, because clearly something bad is happening. And Eric Wallace, the showrunner for The Flash right now, has been saying that they're dealing with this storyline, and there's going to be a storyline that's going to greatly affect The Flash and everything in terms of the characters and everything. So I'm thinking it may be this storyline or something later we're not sure of. But I would think that with whatever's happening to Iris is probably going to greatly affect, of course, her, but possibly her and Barry's relationship. I don't know. I just feel like they need to get on that in terms of Iris telling Barry. I think hopefully now, with whatever Dion found, will then be told to Barry. That's at least my hope. So, yeah. So overall, I think since Armageddon, the show has been kind of up and down in terms of quality, in my personal opinion, due to a number of things. But I still have hope that they're going to get better as they go along with the storyline, because I am intrigued on this meta serial killer, Black Flame. I'm curious to learn more about it. And then, of course, we know a number of characters are potentially returning later down the road, everything like that. So I'm curious to see how they weave all of this into the mix in terms of the storylines right now. So let's get into it now, guys. Episode 10, let's go.
Dion, what's happening to me?
What's happening? Oh.
What is it?
Finally, okay, not wasting time.
What's wrong? Oh, who knows what's next? Well, we have to.
Yeah, who knows?
And we will.
I think it's gonna get worse, clearly.
Right now, we gotta get you stabilized. What if she has another episode? Well, I'm gonna have to do
Nothing you can do about it. You know.
I mean, remember what you said about that black fire? There are people that are still in danger. You have to stop.
Oh, so they're gonna be separated.
Leave you here alone.
That's what you call art.
That's art. Okay. Dream? No? Ooh.
Maybe it's looking for people who don't face their grief.
No, I don't think
That-
so. This
well-
completed grief counseling after her fiance died, and
It's an
Oh.
SR-37.
What does that mean?
Someone just entered the med lab.
So if we can figure out why the flames think I'd be a tasty snack.
maybe I could
Tasty
tell her
snack.
how to stop it.
Over the last few weeks,
Caitlin's
your
mom?
bodies have turned up.
Is
All
that?
of them
Yeah, I think it's her mom, yeah.
I want you to help me catch this thing
By what?
using me as bait.
Oh, God. Really?
But Carly, you can't actually be considering this.
I mean, apparently she...
Wasn't at first.
Oh, now
And
she
then Carl
is.
laid out the facts in the case. The key to catching it is to wait until it comes after again and then trap it.
Trust, we're not using you as bait.
Look, this is a perfectly good plan that could save
It's gonna go
lives.
wrong.
Please let us
It's gonna go
try.
wrong.
This feels.
We'd be in business.
Great, then it's settled. Chester, you and Mom work on the nerd stuff. Allegra,
It's
you
not
and I-
settled. He was just saying it could be done.
I'm sorry, but I can't support this.
I mean, I understand.
We don't have
But-
another plan right now, but
Get started. I'll be back.
Get started? Okay, so you're going against what Barry said.
try and help Tanya find
Yep.
her mom.
Instead of sitting in a hotel
Yes.
doing nothing.
And she
and
wants to
helping no one.
do
It's not
something.
endangering her, but if anything goes wrong,
You pull the plug. Got it.
But something's gonna go really wrong. Yet, high five.
About what you're doing, I don't know if I'd have the strength to do the same.
Well,
I'm just
she's
saying.
doing it for everybody to help save people.
It was heading here fast.
Wow, that's quick. Yeah, I'd back up too. Yeah, why is it stopping? See, something's wrong.
It knows what we're planning.
That ain't gonna do nothing. Ooh!
Barry says you antagonized the flames. Was that part of your plan too? We didn't even wait. What else was I supposed to do? We need to get back out there.
What we need to do is find another.
But what are you gonna do?
Frost, we
Because it
don't know
knew
how
you were
dangerous this
trapping
thing
it,
is,
so...
and it's killed 3 people. Can I have the room, please?
Let me talk to my sister.
Stay.
Oh, okay, you stay.
I want to know right now.
It's your own mother. That she doesn't want to see you.
Why don't you just give us a few minutes? Uncle Leroy. Yes, it's Sue.
Uncle Leroy?
Yeah, I'm in town for the day.
Oh.
Yeah, I am.
Yes, sir. Of course.
I really thought, I was like, is she playing and just messing? Like, there's no one actually on the phone, just trick her? Oh, I was like, why are we holding on this shot earlier?
I almost made a mistake that I would have regretted for the rest of my life. How did you do it?
Damn it, Frost. It's like you don't even care about yourself. I'm trying to help.
Trying to help,
people.
yeah, help people, exactly.
Okay, but at some point you need to realize.
Carly, you still think that fusion globe will work?
Oh boy. Yeah, sure.
Can find a way.
Are you talking about Frost or Iris?
Point.
I'm not the boss here, so
Yeah, well, you could be,
make
if you
a
wanted
decision
to.
for you. The hardest part about being a leader is letting go and trusting the ones you've trained to make the call themselves.
Frost, I talked to Kate.
I had a change of heart.
Let me guess.
Yep, not gonna do it now.
She changed your mind. You need to stop being so reckless.
You don't get it.
But she's
It's
trying to
a
help, but
huge
it is
lie.
reckless. This
Protecting people,
plan wasn't
turn it into
always
job
gonna...
description. No. You people think I have some sort of death wish or something, but it's not
I,
that.
I don't think so. No, I don't think so.
I was literally...
And as your mother, it's my job.
As
to
your mother.
protect you.
Protect you at
Which
all
is why
costs.
I'm telling you, there's a time. According to my research, my exposure in Icicle's chamber activated a latent cryogene. I don't
Oh.
have ice powers yet.
I'm still not thrilled with how dangerous this plan is.
No one is really. It seems no one's okay with this plan.
Mom's right. Can't believe you didn't tell us there's 2 ice queens in the Snow family.
Ice
If
queens.
you ever need to learn more,
You've never been on board with this plan, so if anything goes wrong...
I know.
He's going to stop it. He's going to pull the plug. Don't worry.
Oh yeah.
This is so crazy. It always moves so fast. The black flame just flies. Just flies. It's here. Yep. Is it hesitating? No, it's not. Oh my god. Okay. Come on. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. She's losing focus. Demon. Demon. Demon.
It's worth it to sacrifice me.
Didn't work. It's close, but it didn't work.
We're back to square one.
I mean, are we?
Joe, Cecile.
I mean, we know that thing worked,
anything
but
that can help us
maybe there's a different way.
I wish.
I'm sorry. I yelled at
I'm
you.
sorry that I got really pissy and angry. You know.
I've missed so much of your life.
And I feel like they're setting up that something bad's about to happen now. I thought it was gonna happen earlier, but
You're my daughter.
they're setting this up to kill her. I'm telling you guys. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong.
Can I help you?
Yes, I'm your daughter.
Are you Renee Waza? All the adoption websites warn you about days like this.
Warned you about days like this? Oh my
I
gosh.
it's just, I always wanted you, Tinya.
Then what happened?
I want you to know that.
Then what happened?
I was 16 and confused, and my parents were furious.
Oh, there you go.
They convinced me. I needed you.
My life sucks. So, give me my mom now? Mom? Hug?
My mother.
Hug? Oh, yeah. Alien shit? Like, what? Yeah. Oh!
There is no normal life for us. The world's different.
Oh my god.
I thought we can get away.
But it's not actually Ronnie. Or is it?
Normal life together.
No, it's not. No. Look. Cameo. And she's leaving. So, this episode, pretty intense at times, and people have now a theory on what the Black Flame is. Now, I wasn't seeing everybody tweet about this because there are a lot of people tweeting saying, you know, what's going on here, and, you know, the Frost and Caitlyn dynamic in terms of their argument and everything, and of course, their mother, because now Caitlyn's mom is now both the mom to Caitlin and Frost, because they're the same person, but, you know, they're sisters or whatever. Yeah. The Black Flame, the theory is this is Deathstorm. This is a version of Deathstorm. And I think it possibly might be true because at the end there, the Black Flame spoke exactly what Ronnie said, I think, before the particle accelerator exploded and everything. I don't know. And I think this might be due to Crisis, is why this is, like, why the Black Flame's popping up now. Because I think beforehand, this wouldn't be happening. I think Crisis is now making it to where the Black Flame is actually Deathstorm, a version of Ronnie. I don't know. It could be, but see, the question was brought up in the episode about, you know, there's been deaths in this person's life that's been affected, cameo, is that some of it wasn't recent. Like, Chester's father died so long ago, but yet he was still attacked. And then it went after Frost. So there's something else connected to it. And I think maybe I don't know, maybe these people had a connection to Ronnie before he died. I have no idea. I don't know. But I'll say this. I think the part of the episode in terms of the Black Flame stuff and trying to capture it, I think was overall pretty solid. The Iris stuff, in terms of her being in Coast City and everything and staying there, and they got right to the point about Barry being told what was happening, it was okay. You know, I felt the ending there when the girl actually found her mom, and then Iris, green eyes, and then she just disappears. What did Iris do to her mom? What did she do? I have no idea. She doesn't know either. She has no clue. When that camera shot, when the woman's like, I need a break or something, and she stood up and walked out of the room, and the shot of the whole room and that side angle was kind of strange. I'm like, why are we holding a long time on this? When she walks back in the room, she's like, oh, and then everything's gone out of the room. Everything is gone. Like, all the stuff hanging on the walls and stuff on the desk, like, all of it was gone. Chairs and everything. It's because of Iris' sickness. And they thought it was a good point to, you stay in Coast City so it will have least effect on everything else until we can figure out what we're going to do here. And it's not that, no, it was a bad idea, because Iris could have stayed in the hotel, which still might have affected stuff within her, you know, situation in terms of being in the, or hotel or the room or whatever. It's a hotel, right? Yeah. She accidentally obliterated. I think she's still alive. I just think that she was sent somewhere or something. I don't know. I mean, I hope, because imagine if this girl who's been having a terrible life, she's a meta in Coast City, Iris is trying to help her, and then we go through all of this where Sue calls up Uncle whatever, the guy who ran the board or whatever, to get the thing unlocked so that they can actually go find her mother, this girl. Do all of this work for her to be completely just obliterated from the timeline. I don't believe that's the case at all. Man. And I was saying, as you guys saw in the reaction, I was saying multiple times, they're setting up the death of Caitlin and Frost's mom. They're setting it up. Now, I forgot. Apparently, someone had tweeted this. I don't remember this. Apparently, they teased that their mom had cold abilities, or there was a tease of something like that. And I'm like, that was so long ago. If it did happen, and more likely it did, who knows? But this was out of left field. Like, oh, okay. I mean, I kind of guess it makes sense. I mean, your husband, you know, the alter ego of your husband was evil Icicle, so I guess it makes sense. And then, of course, you know, Caitlin had Frost within her or whatever, so it makes sense that you potentially have a meta ability. And of course, being the, I remember that episode. It was kind of strange at times, I'll be honest. But they almost got the Black Flame. People are assuming now Deathstorm. They almost got to capture it. 85%. Like, this thing's not going to work. Like, it's not going to fully capture it because this arc is not done. It's clearly not done. There's still more to go, because, I mean, literally, the after credit sequence was the reveal that potentially the Black Flame is Ronnie, a version of Ronnie, Deathstorm, whatever. So I don't know. But it was good to see the team working together, even though getting to that point where they're all finally working together was a little bit hesitant, because, of course, Frost is trying to help people. But it's like, I get both sides of it. Frost wants to go with this plan, and she talks to her mom, Caitlin's mom, but, you know, it's a little confusing on that front, but okay. But figuring out this plan, using her cold abilities to in this machine to be configured into where she can use her abilities to bring it to basically use her as bait. I get the point of doing it, because the thing went after her, and it actually burned her arm. It burned her arm. It's like, okay, and I thought for a second maybe it was a dream, because when Chester was having like the first time when he sees the fire in his lab and then he wakes up, I thought maybe is Frost dreaming this or something, and it turns out no, it was actually real. And I get her point of wanting to use this plan, and I also get Barry's point of why it's too risky. But then after there's a lot of discussion and a lot of back and forth because Caitlin was really frustrated. And I get that point because Frost could have died. It was possible. I mean, she was attacked by the Black Flame that she shot to try to entice it because for some reason it knew not to get any closer until the second attempt with Frost and her mother, and then it was getting sucked in. But of course, it didn't work. The machine didn't ultimately win, but they know the machine does work. It just didn't succeed in that aspect. So yeah, interesting stuff there. This episode, it was kind of bizarre, but I like the reveal that potentially this could be a version of Deathstorm or whatever, so we'll see what happens with that. And my complaints, like I was saying about how Iris had not told Barry what was going on, I'm glad that we addressed that right away. There was no real hesitation. I really thought they were going to maybe go through this whole episode once again without Barry knowing what was happening. And Joe's little speech in the middle of the episode, there's always pep talks, there's always discussions like that, but I will say this. I think Joe's point about Barry being really hesitant on certain things in terms of plans, I get it. He's trying to be smart about this. He's trying to go about this in a way to where not putting everybody at risk all the time. But they had to test this. I mean, literally, the Black Flame could be, it's supposed to work, and it was working. It's just that Barry was really hesitant in putting Frost in danger because this thing has killed people. It already has killed people. So literally, it could kill her too. I mean, it already proved it by just putting a burn on her arm, and she was sweating a little bit. Like, there was a bead of sweat after she did that art piece or whatever. She's like, sweat? Like, yeah, Frost would never sweat. And then it had a burn mark when it actually appeared. I mean, it's implying that Frost can die from this. It's not like she has some sort of way to counteract it. She can't actually fight it. So I get Barry's point, but I think Joe was saying you got to be a leader, you got to be smart, you got to let go, you have to understand, there's, and also he was also making the point about where Barry's also making the comparison about Iris, because Iris is told to, be calm and just kind of, relax and stay in one place, but she's not. She's out there doing stuff, and then ultimately this causes a really bad situation because this girl was having a great conversation with her mom. I didn't want to give you up. I was 16. My parents forced me. And then she said, "Are you okay?" And then Iris touched her, or she touched Iris, and then she obliterated. Don't know. So, anyways, that's the video. What do you guys think of this episode of The Flash? I'm curious to know your thoughts. Whatever thoughts you have, guys, please let me know in the comments below. I will talk to you guys soon. Peace out.